Hello and welcome to the online engagement opportunity for the Waverly Ridge Site Plan Project. I'm Kevin Lamb with the Planning Division, and we look forward to receiving your feedback on the proposal. To provide your input, please fill out the online form between December 1st to 10th. Details regarding the online form and other application materials can be found on the project webpage on the screen. In this presentation, I'll provide a brief project overview and discuss the following topics for feedback listed here. The 2.8 acre site is located at 2134 North Taylor Street in the Waverly Hills neighborhood. The site currently consists of unoccupied single-family dwellings and accessory dwellings. It is bounded by Cherry Hill Road and North Taylor Street and surrounded by various multifamily residential buildings, townhouses, and commercial businesses. In terms of the site's history, back in 2001, the County Board approved Site Plan 353 to construct 20 townhouses on a portion of the subject site. However, the townhouses were never built, and Site Plan 353 expired prior to any development. In 2020, the Artist Senior Living Site Plan was approved, which consists of a 6-story assisted living facility with 175 units. It includes an approximately 10,000 square foot public space at the street corner, consisting of a lawn space, flowering tree grove, benches, a rain garden, and a walking path. This site plan is still active, having been extended several times over the years, but remains unbuilt. Lastly, in 2023, a site plan amendment was filed by a new contract purchaser of the site to revise certain project elements to facilitate construction of the elder care facility, which was to be known as Solera Reserve. However, unresolved contractual reasons prevented the contract purchaser from proceeding with the application, and in 2024, the County Board deferred this site plan amendment indefinitely. Earlier this year, the property was purchased by the applicant, who later filed the site plan amendment before us. The existing general land use plan designation is low-medium residential. The site is also subject to the Langston Boulevard Planning District and features a triangle which denotes the general location for public space. The site is zoned RA 818 Multiple Family Dwelling District, having been rezoned as part of the Artist Senior Living project. Located just off Langston Boulevard, the site is subject to the Langston Boulevard Area Plan. Adopted in 2023, the area plan establishes a vision for the Langston Boulevard corridor as a green main street of connected neighborhoods with improved access, safety, sustainability, and amenities. The site is located in Area 3, which is considered the heart of the corridor, with a mixed-use district centered around the Lee Heights shops and retail along Langston Boulevard, as well as a residential district characterized by multifamily residential. The area plan provides recommendations for land use, building heights, site access, public space, streetscapes, and stormwater mitigation that are applicable to this project. The applicant is proposing to construct a 47-unit townhouse development with around 110,000 square feet of residential GFA. Each unit includes 2 parking spaces located in rear private garages, and there are 11 on-street visitor parking spaces. The applicant is providing 9,805 square feet of new public space and internal streets and alleys. The applicant is requesting zoning ordinance modifications for lot coverage and front yard setbacks. As previously mentioned, the proposal consists of a townhouse development at a density of 16.8 dwelling units per acre. The townhouses comprise of 3-bedroom and 4-bedroom units with an average unit size of around 2,354 square feet. This presents a major deviation from the Langston Boulevard Area Plan, which recommends multifamily residential up to 7 stories at the subject site. So the site itself consists of 6 rows of side-by-side townhouses separated by internal streets and alleys. Each townhouse unit includes a rear 2-car garage. While the southern half of the site is relatively flat, the grade does slope down approximately 10 feet towards the northern property line and continues down to the Horizon apartment building. The site features two driveways, one on Cherry Hill Road and the other on North Taylor Street. This new public space, as well as 3 above-grade transformers. In an effort to consolidate driveways and reduce pedestrian conflicts along primary streets, the area plan envisions internal alleys and service roads for this site with singular access from Cherry Hill Road along the western property line. In terms of building height, form, and architecture, this top image is a cross-section of the site north to south. It depicts the Horizons apartment building, a proposed retaining wall within this buffer area, the northern alley, and then the townhouses themselves. This bottom image illustrates an example of a front facade as viewed from North Taylor Street. The townhouses are 4 floors each and consist of various shades of brown and gray brick with white and dark gray siding. The roof lines of the townhouses vary, with some consisting of traditional gable roofs, while others consisting of contemporary flat roofs.
I am Bryce Johnson with Arlington County Department of Environmental Services. I am the Principal Planner in the Development Services Bureau for this project. Over the next few slides, I'll provide a transportation overview for the project. The site is located at the northwest corner of the intersection of Cherry Hill Road and North Taylor Street. Available multimodal transportation options include transit service via ART Route 55 with bus stops along Cherry Hill Road and a Capital Bike Share station to the west, also along Cherry Hill Road. The site is subject to transportation policy found in the Master Transportation Plan, or the MTP, and the Langston Boulevard Area Plan, or the Area Plan. On the right is an excerpt of the MTP map with the site highlighted. The MTP designates the adjacent segments of Cherry Hill Road and North Taylor Street as residential or commercial local streets. The MTP also designates the site as located in Area 14 of areas planned for new streets, which is the Langston Boulevard Planning District. The area plan provides more detailed guidance for both the adjacent streets and the planned streets noted on the MTP map. For this area, the area plan recommends streets and alleys to provide additional connectivity and to support a grid network, but notes the ultimate configuration to be determined through the site planning process. The area plan provides cross-sections for select streets within the Langston Boulevard corridor. For the adjacent segment of Cherry Hill Road, the area plan recommends a 30 to 34-foot wide section consisting of 2 10 to 12-foot wide travel lanes with one in either direction, and 2 5-foot wide bicycle lanes, again with one in either direction. The area plan further specifies the associated streetscape shall ultimately consist of a 12-foot wide section consisting of a 6-foot wide landscape strip and a 6-foot wide sidewalk. Although the area plan does not provide a recommendation specific to the adjacent segment of North Taylor Street, it does recommend that this street eventually extend north to connect to Langston Boulevard. The area plan does not specify the street dimensions for this extension, but notes it is planned to consist of 2 travel lanes and 2 optional parking lanes. The area plan further specifies a 13-foot wide streetscape consisting of a 7-foot wide landscape strip and a 6-foot wide sidewalk. Any improvements to the site's North Taylor Street frontage should either match or transition into that planned condition. We will now review the proposed site access. On the screen is shown a plan of the site, with north oriented to the top of the screen. The applicant proposes internal service streets to serve the development. The townhomes will each have a 2-car rear-loaded garage. The applicant proposes a total of 105 parking spaces, including 94 spaces within the garages at a ratio of 2 spaces per unit, and 11 on-street spaces for visitors at a ratio of 0.02 spaces per unit, plus 1 ADA compliant space. To access the garages, the applicant proposes new private service roads, with one connecting to Cherry Hill Road and one to North Taylor Street. These new street connections would allow for the removal of 6 existing driveways along Cherry Hill Road. Additionally, the applicant proposes 8 visitor bike parking spaces located at the proposed open space at the corner of North Taylor Street and Cherry Hill Road. Next, we will review the proposed Cherry Hill Road conditions. This slide shows a map of the site on the left, the street cross-section to the right, and a summary of the proposed changes in the table on the bottom. Today, Cherry Hill Road is approximately 30 feet wide, including 2 vehicle travel lanes, and the streetscape is approximately 8 feet wide, including a 4-foot wide landscape strip and a 4-foot wide sidewalk. The applicant proposes to widen the street to a 30-foot width to allow for 13-foot and 12-foot wide travel lanes, and a new 5-foot wide bike lane. The applicant also proposes a wider 12-foot wide streetscape to include a 6-foot wide tree pit zone and a 6-foot wide sidewalk. I will also note that Cherry Hill Road is owned and maintained by VDOT, who will need to review and approve any changes affecting this street. Next, we will review the proposed North Taylor Street conditions. Today, North Taylor Street consists of an approximately 22-foot wide condition, including one 7-foot wide parking lane and a 15-foot wide yield condition street. The site's frontage contains no curb, gutter, or streetscape. The applicant proposes to widen the street to approximately 34.8 feet. This new condition will retain the parking lane opposite the site, provide approximately 11 and 10-foot wide travel lanes, and a new 7-foot wide parking lane along the site's frontage. Additionally, the applicant proposes a new 13-foot wide streetscape consisting of 7-foot wide tree pits and a 6-foot wide sidewalk. I will also note the applicant proposes that the vehicle lanes contain sharrows for shared bicycle travel. Next, I will highlight an overview of the proposed private service streets. On the right are cross-sections of the streets which will connect to the public right-of-way. The street connecting Cherry Hill Road is shown on the top. At the entrance to the site, the street will be 23 feet wide before expanding to the 42-foot conditions shown in the image. This is to provide required 26-foot wide clear fire aerial access, as well as on-street parking. In this section, the street will consist of an 8-foot wide parking lane on either side, plus 13-foot wide travel lanes. The streetscape on either side will consist of 5-foot wide landscape strips and 5-foot wide sidewalks. In the bottom image is the service street connected to North Taylor Street. This street will be approximately 23 feet wide to allow for fire access through the site, and contain an 11.5-foot wide travel lane in either direction. On the south side of the street will be a 4.5-foot wide landscape strip abutting the ends of the 6 of townhomes. On the north side will be a 10.5-foot wide landscape strip. Now here is a graphic of all the internal service streets. On the left are the labels for the streets not covered on the previous slide. In orange, there will be one other service street which will be 26 feet wide to provide the required fire aerial access. This will include two 13-foot wide travel lanes in either direction, plus direct access to the rear-loaded garages. In red, the remaining streets will be 23 feet wide to allow fire vehicle access through the site. This includes two 11.5-foot wide travel lanes in either direction. I've also marked the internal 5-foot wide sidewalks in the dashed green lines. Generally speaking, where the streets abut the individual garage entrances, there will be no sidewalks or streetscape. These internal sidewalks generally link the front doors back to Cherry Hill Road and North Taylor Street. On the right are the labels for the streets covered on the previous slide for reference.
At the corner of Cherry Hill Road and North Taylor Street, a minimum 20,000 square foot public space is identified in the area plan, the vast majority of which is to be located on the subject site, which is shaded in blue. The area plan recommends the public space include a hybrid of plaza and park amenities. The applicant is proposing a 9,805 square foot public space at the street corner. The triangular-shaped public space runs the length of North Taylor Street and gradually widens toward Cherry Hill Road. It consists of a paved pathway, benches, lawn areas, trees, and shrubs. Within the project's limits of disturbance, approximately 245 trees are proposed to be removed and replaced per the county's tree replacement standards. Overall, there will be around 56 new trees planted on site, plus 20 new street trees, which contribute to a site-wide tree canopy coverage of approximately 26%. So the applicant indicated they are evaluating options for green building certification. They are not seeking additional density under the county's green building incentive policy. So for site plan projects not participating in the GBIP's incentive program, the policy requires LEED Silver certification, 10 years of energy reporting, and meet the minimum energy optimization performance standards. In terms of stormwater management, the applicant proposes 2 stormwater detention structures beneath the public space, as well as one of the alleyways along the northern property line. Additionally, each townhouse will feature a small bioretention planter in front of each unit. In terms of the public review process, the online engagement opportunity runs from December 1st to 10th. This will be followed by the site plan review committee meetings early next year. This concludes staff's presentation for the online engagement opportunity. Please visit the project's webpage to provide your feedback, view the applicant's presentation, and to view additional application materials. We look forward to receiving your input on the proposed project. Thank you.